Our responsibility as leaders is to help those people succeed. That's what we're there for. I mean, we're there to help others. This is Alec, it could be Alice, the soul-sucking leader or soul-sucking CEO. And Alec or Alice is on the far side of tough-minded. You know, if you think about this person, they have a big ego. Their ego eats their empathy instead of their empathy eating their ego. They're a micromanager. They think they're corporate royalty. They want a fear-based culture. They're a master of control. They're a know-it-all. They don't like learning. They must always be right. They hate feedback, and they don't keep their commitments. This is Alec or Alice, the soul-sucking leader, who's far on that side of being tough-minded. Now, in the middle, you have someone who has a balance. And if you think about, someone who was a servant leader, they love and involve their people. They're always in servant leadership mode. They're expected to be competent. They're connected with emotional intelligence. They can read the room. They love learning moments. They have a heart of gold and this backbone of steel. They're champions of hope. They know micromanagement is not scalable. They do what they say they're going to do, and they treasure the gift of feedback. Now, you can have someone who's far on that side as well, but if you have someone in the middle who's both tough-minded and tender-hearted, that balance is so important because, I often say also you've got to have a heart of gold and a backbone of steel. I mean, all the CEOs and leaders that are listening out there, they know it's a lonely job, and you've got to have that balance.
I hear that all the time, that it's a lonely job being a CEO and finding that balance. You described it earlier when you found Ken Blanchard, and you said something about everything was in here in your head, but he was a large part of teaching you that the heart needed to be part of that. This tough-minded and tender-hearted. I mean, it's that same. It's the 1,000-mile journey between your head and your heart. Yes. Sometimes it feels like it's that far.
And I'm involved with a company now called Heart Count. And our tie-line is stop counting heads, start counting hearts.
Ooh, that's beautiful. I love that.
Yeah, so stop counting heads, start counting hearts.
So when you hear that,
come to work every day.
Yeah, when you hear that, I heard someone on a podcast, totally unrelated, but it changed the way I think about life and value when he talked about all the millions of animals in the Amazon. And he says, there's millions of heartbeats. And suddenly I saw life differently. Mm-hmm. And you just described that as when I'm in a room, count heartbeats.
Count heartbeats. Bob Chapman from Barry Weinmiller said once, everybody who comes to work every day is someone's precious child. Well, I added to that. I said, everyone who comes to work is someone's precious husband, wife, auntie, uncle, child, nephew, whatever. And our responsibility as leaders is to help those people succeed. That's what we're there for. I mean, we're there to help others. I used to say to my leadership team, be under no misunderstanding. The only reason you're here is to help those you have the privilege to lead step into a better version of themselves. That's the only reason you're here.
And hopefully along the way, become a better version of yourself.